Hey everybody, it's me, Steven, and welcome back to a brand new video. So, if you haven't noticed, there's a pool in the backyard now. It's not fully functional yet, but I still think it'll be a great addition to the backyard. Yeah. So aside from that, what I like to do today is talk about the second most controversial thing on all the media ways right now, and that would be 13 Reasons Why. Hiya, Spency. Oh no, here come the puppies. Okay, so why is this show so controversial? Well, it's about a young girl's suicide, so that instantly adds some controversy to it. But now it's got everybody talking. Was she justified in doing what she did and the way she went about it? I personally think she was. And that's what oh. Hey. Oh, God. Okay, this is one of their bad ones. Okay, I think they're just a little too excited. Okay, so what I like to do is talk about the reasons why she did it and how she was justified in doing it. So Hannah claimed that she had 13 good reasons why she killed herself. But in reality, it was probably just like 5 or 6, to be honest. And everything beyond that was just a bunch of regular first world problems that probably happens to every other pretty high school girl. And while I don't sympathize with her, if it was just those first world problems by themselves, this would turn less out like a suicide story and more like a high school dramedy, you know? Oh God, I can't think of a good one right now. But those 5 or 6 I was talking about, those are some pretty legitimate reasons for killing yourself. It all started at this party that Hannah went to. Okay, so what happened first was she met up with this guy Clay. Clay, up to that point, Clay was her incredibly platonic friend, and then they got some booze in them, and then they decided to go. So if you haven't gotten the message by now, today's video is going to be a bit of a more serious video, and I'm going to be talking about some more serious things. So I just thought I'd warn you before I went into detail about this. Okay, so then they decided to do it, but then at the last minute, Hannah thought back to all those first world problems I was telling you about, and how they all started with a guy just like Clay, and she was like, no, go away. And she had said that if Clay would have stuck around and she probably would have killed herself, so that's one's kind of on Hannah. And then, just minutes after, two of her friends, insanely drunk, come into the bathroom, but then one of them falls asleep, and the guy, he just leaves. But then a guy named Bryce, comes in and takes advantage of the unconscious girl, which in this day and age is considered rape. Man, real serious stuff here. And so I can't witness the whole thing, and it just really has her shaken up. And then she got a ride home from a friend, but she was drunk, and she knocked down the stop sign, and that action later got somebody killed, and and they just ran away from him without taking responsibility, or without getting caught. And so that creates a real sense of guilt on Hannah. And then a few days later, Hannah herself gets raped. And what do you know? It's by that same guy, Bryce. So yeah, Hannah had a real rough stretch. Hannah had a real rough stretch up to that point. And by now she was ready to kill herself. And so she made 12 tapes on why she wanted to kill herself. And so I'm sure by now you're thinking, but what about her parents? That would have destroyed them. Wasn't she thinking about that? And to be honest, she was thinking about that. That's why she... Ow, my thumb hurts. My toe. And that's why she decided to not kill herself and give life one more chance. And she did what she was supposed to do, and she went to get help. But then, by no fault of her own, she went to the world's worst therapist. And she made it perfectly clear what she wanted to do to herself, and he did nothing. And you want to know what advice he gave her? To move on. So not only was that really lousy advice, but he did not think about the very obvious misinterpretation she would have had on that. And so and he just let her leave after that. And that was just reflected really poorly on that therapist. So yeah, I think Hannah Baker did the best she did to not kill herself, but then she just couldn't help. She just couldn't hold off any longer, and eventually the deed was done. But yeah. But now some of you are wondering, okay, fine, she was justified in killing herself, but those tapes? That was a little much. I mean, you said it yourself, Steven. Most of those kids just committed first world problems, and so receiving some tapes that were saying they were participants in a suicide, that must have been much for them. And I'll admit that must have been much, but at first, but think about and yes, Hannah's suicide has probably left a big hole in everyone's life, but people rally, and it's hard knowing if people will ever rally the way out of this, but just think about the good it did but just think, those tapes did do some good overall. So let's see, what did they do? Well, for one, now Bryce will go to jail, because honestly, he had it coming to him. He's the one person who wasn't able to drum up any sympathy. And let's see, the therapist will lose his job, and that's just a given. He really did it bad. It convinced Sherry to turn herself into the cops. And the parents will now be able to sue the school for millions, because they really messed up here. Like they received very, very obvious indications that Hannah was going to kill herself and did nothing. Not to mention all those first world problems they let go. They let go under their noses, That's just not messed up. And let's see. So yeah, if you look at it from a non-emotional standpoint, the tapes did do a lot of good. But yeah, Hannah's death will leave a a very big, very significant hole in people's lives. But you know, I think Hannah's tapes did do some good, and I think if she was going to kill herself, this was probably the best way she could have went around it. I mean, sure, it did have a pretty severe effect on some people, but all in all, I think it was for the best. Sorry there was as many jokes in this one, but this is a pretty serious topic, and it's just hard to joke around that. And plus, I'm trying to keep this video short, so yeah. Next video, I'm hoping to do a Guardians of the Galaxy review, but if not, I'd like to try something a little different. So yeah, that's all for now. You guys, be safe out there and don't be an idiot. Bye.